Elizabeth stuff for her son goals. She's doing kids yoga training. Good morning, friends at home.
So many people from Alex yesterday, all the cork blocks were taken.
Yeah, she's a big fan of the cork blocks. Everyone's still doing yoga in March. Love this. Melissa's not here today. I believe she's in Canada. They're still letting us in. Current. My name's Mariel. For those who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'll facilitate the practice today. I'm going to do a couple announcements and then we'll get rolling. This is Camden. She'll be on the mat demoing both for folks at home, welcome folks at home, and for those of you in the room, especially if you're new, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can look at Camden and she generally conveys with her body what I'm trying to say with my words. And if Camden doesn't know, then I know it's time to hard reset. I like how we speak to each other and so many things in March. I'm looking at this, I just don't see words for some reason. There's a lot on my mind today. Yeah, there's lots of stuff in March. Email, Instagram, what have you. Let's just keep making space. If it looks like you get a little closer to your neighbor, I think Deborah could definitely fit one here. One here if you're okay with the front. Oh boy. You could definitely fit one more. It's Paula, right? Mm-hmm. And Paula's row here too. This row. Yeah. You don't have to start another row. You can fit right in between here. You could fit up here too. Come on in. Come on. We'll keep making space. Again, I'm really not. If you're not sure the length of the foot trick, we'll have to go narrow and just say 1 or 2 floorboards between mats. Come on in. If you're familiar with the space, help people get closer. And this is a blessing to have a lot of people in class. To know that you're in the company on a Sunday morning of this many like-minded hearts and spirits is good news for these times that we live in. So let's all get in. We can make space right here. Yeah, thank you so much. Come on in. We're all so glad you're here. There's lots of space in this middle row. Yeah. Yep, that row right here, your row. Help people get closer. Just in case someone, this is the life of the household, or someone might roll in 10 minutes late because who the fuck knows? Thank you. One of the announcements is that next weekend there's several classes, maybe not several, a few classes that when you go to sign up for class next weekend, it's not going to be regular. It's almost going to be signing up for a workshop. And I'm just letting you know now to not be so caught off guard by it. So there's 3 or 4 classes next weekend that are fundraisers. When you go to sign up, it'll be similar to signing up a workshop, and when you get to the checkout, you can put in any amount you want from 0 to a bajillion. The money goes to a wonderful local organization called Puentes de Salud. Hopefully you'll notice it now when you pass by it on South Street. It's on the corner of South Street and one of the teens, I think. Anyone know? 17th and South, yeah. great organization that brings like healthcare and services to our local Latin community. And you know, I've just been thinking about, oh, that reminds me, I wanted to put my Shiva Sutras on the altar. It was just Maha Shivaratri. Oh, I pulled you off the shelf, I almost forgot. Maybe I'll read something from this great text. The Supreme Awakening. Looking for a good one this year. By the foot that points to revelation, which is the closest thing to you on the statue. What was I saying? Oh yeah. And so like one of the great teachings of the Shiva Sutras, this is in my own words, certainly not in the words of Swami Lakshmanju or Abhinavagupta, but it has to do with the spirit of the awakened being in service to virtuosity. And what do you imagine being the embodiment of virtuosity to mean and be like for you? Like, what does it mean to you to fully embody virtuosity? And that every time we come to the practice of yoga, we have an opportunity to nurture and nourish whatever virtue it is that we want to see more of in ourselves and our practice in our lives and really in the world. And I've just been thinking so much, like when I look out into the world, and what's that saying? The world is the world is not how it is, it's how we see it. Ugh. So I've been working on my worldview. And just sort of noticing, especially when I see, you know, what is considered leaders and leadership nowadays, like what is missing is like a lot of virtuosity. Like we're really lacking in virtuosity. And what I want to see more of personally is like humility and generosity. I'm a person, it's a weird thing to say, never really said this out loud before. I give way more than I have to give. Like, you know, like they totally get me with those text messages. It's like $10,000 in credit card debt, $2,000 in the bank. I'll give $200. Someone raised their brow. Oops. But like, I'm just focusing local right now. So next weekend, anyway, point being, next weekend we're doing a fundraiser. You can give as much or as little, like what $1 can make the difference. Give as much or as you can. You don't have to give anything, no one's checking. I know like a lot of you are members, you're already like doing a lot to keep the doors open here, and I appreciate that. If you know, wanna do zero at checkout, maybe like order a little extra takeout from our neighbors this week. And I was even just thinking like how lucky we are to live in a place where, especially like when I wanna save money on takeout, think like where I'm ordering from, like we have the best food. It's like we don't have to spend an arm and a leg to order takeout in this city. Just love it here. I'm so glad that we get to be here and be together. So this month, March, just think about like what it means to be a leader in your own story, in your own life, and what it looks like to maybe just give a little more how and where you can. And we're gonna embody that in our practice today carefully. So again, what I just offered, that little personal bit, that was like a little TMI. I'm not suggesting that, but I have a wonderful Latin friend who always just says like, pour more water in the soup, pour more water in the soup, and that really has always stuck with me. So in our practice, we're gonna like stretch ourselves a little bit more than we're comfortable with today, not so much that we get hurt, and that's an edgy, thin line, okay? Like one of the fundamental principles of yoga is ahimsa, which on our mat means non-injury. But how far can you go to the point of protecting yourself and those around you? How much can you give to the point of protecting yourself and those around you? Does that make sense? So we're gonna put that in our bodies today, and then when you go to sign up for class next week, like you think you can give 5, give 6. Okay, not to project.
Also say, Vera, if
Yeah.
you can't give anything, just say something about the
And Leela is like the law of the lucky and the unlucky. Anyone resonate with this? And so this is the complement. There's like the law of cause and effect, and then there's the principle of the lucky. And karma is like the masculine aspect, and the lucky is the feminine aspect. And the lucky is, karma is like predictability. Leela is the unpredictable. It's the idea like we're all born free. Everyone all over the world, can you imagine this, is born free. Everyone when we're born, we all equally receive the gift of life, but we're not all born in the same proximity to power and privilege, right? Like some of us got lucky and got maybe born to like in a good situation, and then from there there's like degrees on the spectrum of unluckiness to like how and where you were born, and then like what you do with what you were given in that moment, you know, what you got. And on that path we all encounter the lucky and the unlucky. So trust that when you help someone with less proximity to the lucky now, if and when you fall on unlucky, like we're gonna be here for you. Let's be here for each other. And like be grateful that we're in a room with over 40 people doing yoga on Sunday, because it means that when you need it, we're gonna be here for you. We're your lucky when you don't have it. And you're my lucky. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible in this moment. You can feel free to have a seat or recline. Give yourself a moment to land, to notice how you are and where you are. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, bless you, to the gift of life that fills us and surrounds us, connects us to each other and all that is. And so allow yourself a moment to really receive and feel the intrinsic interconnectivity with all that is. You with and to everyone and everything else here and now. The gift of life consolidates itself into the form of the breath and pours life into you, into your roots, fills you up to your crown, ignites the heart, wherein the voice of the true teacher resides. And as you exhale, the indwelling light of the heart emanates from inside out, as far and as wide as you can possibly imagine. So we're here not only to stretch our bodies, our minds, and our hearts, but also to expand our capacity for breath and imagination. Imagine that. As the breath pours in, the gift of life ignites your heart. The indwelling light of your heart illuminates and inspires the faculty of your mind and the agency of your body. sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath. And this is a gesture of courageous, generous self-offering that places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide for at least the time we spend together. Together we'll set the tone for our practice today by sharing the voices of our hearts and the sound of an Om. And feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart, keeping that connection inward, unwavering. Release the hands, blink open the eyes. Let's come on to all fours to start in a tabletop position. Find your breath. And just begin by linking breath and movement in the ways that naturally feel good. You can exhale to round and inhale to arch. Take an extra cycle of breath on either and or each side of that stretch. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Listening to your body to observe if there's anything in particular that your body needs or wants from your practice today. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet from side to side. Stretch through the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs. Again, notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Inhale to plank. Lift your knees and thighs. then walk your knees forward or back to gauge sort of the amount of stretch you want in the forearm. Walking your knees forward will alleviate the stretch. Walking your knees back, hips back, will bring more stretch. And turn the right hand around. Just even notice the difference when you plant the palms now. Does one palm feel more rooted and grounded? You can turn the left palm counterclockwise. And again, it can be really different from side to side. Claw the fingertips, press through the inner edges of both hands and adjust your knees forward, back. Give a drop forward and back a little bit, make it more dynamic. It's like the calf of the arm, right? That's a weird thing to say. Turn the left hand around. Stretch the right leg back. Lift the right heel hip height. Turn your right toes in more. Push through your hands and draw your bottom ribs up. So the bottom ribs in front kind of tend to drop towards the ground. Draw them back. Come onto your left fingertips and reach the left arm forward overhead. And imagine zip-locking the back leg and the left arm to the midline. And can you lift the inner thigh and the inner arm 1 more inch. Exhale, release. Stretch the left leg back behind you, lift the left heel hip height. Turn the left toes in a lot, like really squeeze the left leg right up to the midline as though you were like pushing a mountain of sand from the middle of your mat to the right side of your mat. Come onto your right fingertips, pause, push through your right fingertips to draw your bottom ribs up, and then keeping the your strap and spin your back heel to the ground. Rest your torso on your front thigh. And take the strap behind your back for a shoulder stretch. Have the backs of your hands come around.
Is it it's warrior two legs?
It's warrior two, warrior one-ish leg, so you can turn your back toes in a lot here to square your hips more to the front. It's called humble warrior. Pull the feet towards each other. So now that we're bringing more awareness to the upper body, you can't forget the lower body. It's what supports you and sustains you. Without supporting and sustaining yourself, there is not a lot to give here or anywhere. So notice as you inhale, pull your feet towards each other. Tie the strength of your legs into your opening. Hug the shoulder blades together. Maybe bow inside your front leg. Let the crown of the head get heavy like ripe fruit towards the earth. Arms heavy like wet branches overhead. Exhale to release. Woo. One of my least favorite poses. Downward dog. Humble pie pose. Push through the arms to lift through the hips. It's a lot to open the hips and open the shoulders and bow to the heart all at once. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Follow your breath. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. So the back leg is there to provide stability. So you can step your back foot like a little more to the right. Turn your back toes in as much as you can. Try to square your hips more to the front. Rest your torso on your front thigh and take the strap behind the back. Bring your hands as close together as you can and draw the shoulder blades together. Little bend in the elbows. You can the heels of the hands closer to each other for this one. And as you inhale, actively pull your feet towards each other. Back foot forward, front foot back. Rock your back hip forward, front hip back. Nice. And keeping the leg strong as you exhale, bow inside your front leg. Root through the legs, extend through the spine, the crown. Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale to release. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward, step, hop, walk, or float. Fold over your legs and bow to your heart. Heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. Bend your legs deep and wrap your hands around your outer shins to the backs of your calves, like chair pose. So feet parallel, more like chair pose. And then hug the shins in and press your calves forward. Yep, hug the shins in, press the calves forward, and try to stick your butt out. Keep that, find your strap, take your strap behind your back. Let the backs of your hands rest against the back of your hips here, so low back. Bend the elbows and draw the shoulder blades together. Elbows bent, hug the elbows to each other, hug the shoulder blades to each other. Good, and as you hug the elbows together and the shoulders together, maybe the heels of the hands together, start to press your thigh bones back and reach your arm bones up. And as you exhale, pull, let the arms get heavy overhead. Exhale to release. Inhale to get long through the spine. Exhale, step the right foot back to lunge. Bring your blocks high inside your front foot. Lower your back knee to the ground. Pad the back knee as needed. Okay, and now be less on the kneecap and more right at the base of the thigh, right above the kneecap is where the weight should be. And then bending your back leg with your right hand, find your right foot for a thigh stretch. If you feel steady, does anybody want a blanket? Wherever you are, find your breath and linking breath and action as you inhale, drag the back knee forward. And as you exhale, think ribs back, shoulders back, head back, lean back. Maybe, this is a big maybe, bend the front leg deeper. It's like adding water to the soup, yeah. Stretches that thigh a little more. Gently release. Big step forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Fold over your leg, bow to your heart. Maybe you feel a difference in the legs here. As you inhale, get long through the spine, heart forward, exhale, fold, so the left foot back to lunge. Lower the back knee down, and pad if you like with a blanket, have one if anyone wants one. You can also fold over the outer edge of your mat. And try to get, like, as you walk the back knee back, energetically drag it forward to try to get right above the knee at the base of the thigh. And then bending the back leg with your left hand, find your left foot for a thigh stretch. The right hand can be high inside the front leg on a block. You can take that block down a notch. The more you lean forward, the less of a stretch. The more upright you come, the more of a stretch. Maybe right hand to right thigh. And then as you inhale, energetically pull the back knee forward. And as you exhale, think right hip crease back, ribs back, shoulders back, head back, lean back. Even take the tip of your tongue to the back roof of your mouth. Bend the front leg one more inch, one more breath, and release. Does everyone feel a thigh stretch there? Good. Downward dog. On your inhale, float the left leg high to the sky. With your exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, take a big step forward to balance on your left leg at the top of your mat. Flex the right foot, spread the toes. Let's draw the right heel to the right butt cheek behind us. With your right hand, find your right ankle or foot. Keep the right foot really active. Hug the right knee to the midline, as though your inner thighs were velcroed together. And then we're gonna hinge halfway forward. Imagine your hand, your palm is resting on a countertop or a shelf. Like you're resting on a countertop or a shelf with the left palm. And as you inhale, hug the back knee to the midline. Soften the left knee, the standing knee is soft. And then kick your back foot into your hand. Like you're trying to send your hand to the back of the room with your foot pressing back. Inhale to rise up, reach up. Exhale, thread it all the way back to a lunge. Big breath in. On your exhale, plant your hands, take it back to downward facing dog. It's called Baby Dancer. Named for the Lord Shiva, whose statue you see on the altar. The presence of the statue is the mirror in the studio. It's not an extrinsic side is better than the other, right? That's true in life too. Am I wrong? Just kidding. Just kidding. Sorry, I try to keep it. Keep it kind of mentally, but not really. Not that much superiority thing. It's humanity. We get you. Downward dog. I'm sorry, Cameron's gonna show. Cameron's gonna show. I lost her. Look for the floor, see the floor, and then yep, gorgeous. You can come down from there. She's gonna turn the other hand around again. Watch that hand thing. Yes. Yes. Whew. That's virtuosity and embodiment. Gorgeous. Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like that is supreme virtuosity and embodiment. The point of Camden showing it is to show that it's not unattainable. As humans, we all have access to that. That's someone who's like done what's the law of 10,000 hours? Probably $10,000 too. Sorry, just kidding. That's a $10,000 backpack. The point being, there's like a very steady flow of energy, of light, of awareness traveling on that energy to like sustain the complexity of getting into that and the complexity of coming out. So it's not just about what's attainable in the human body, it's the sharpness of mind to like get you through it without getting in the way. And it's like that union of Jiva and Shakti is like when one is not eclipsing the other. Like there's really like a cohesive equity of working together to make something that complex appear so graceful. It's when the complexity appears graceful. It's not simple. She made it look easy. That's grace. I'm going to talk you through it, and I invite you to get horribly lost along the way. And if and when you feel lost, the advanced yoga, the fluency in yoga, is if and when you feel lost and you find the breath. If you find the breath, you are not lost. The breath returns you to your heart. And when you're connected to your heart, even in times of complexity, of confusion, the virtuosity is still present. That's what we're all holding on to for dear life right now, is that the virtuosity is still present when times are complicated, complex, and confusing. It's metaphors for life on the mat. Downward facing dog. So in other words, like get lost, but find your breath. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Find your breath. Take your time to find your breath. Slow, deep inhale to the depths of your being. It fills you to your crown. It ignites the heart. And as you exhale, the light of the heart grows bigger and emanates farther and wider. That above all. We'll pivot the heels to the left. Right hand to the heart. And take a big step back behind you. Find your feet, feel both feet on the ground, parallel your feet. You can stay right here. Walk your feet in or out till you feel really grounded and push through the legs to lift through the hips. And press your heart into your hands. Look for the floor, see the floor. This isn't jackass yoga. If the floor looks and feels within reach, reach out, touch the floor. And if so, as the right hand comes down, turn the left hand towards your feet. And then either take a breath or 5 in Urdhva Dhanurasana and come down. Or turn your left hand counterclockwise, stretch your left leg out long, step your right foot in front, wrap yourself around yourself, downward facing dog. Gravity is there, we got you. And rest. Questions, comments, concerns, conundrums? The turn of the hand. Camden, can you speak to that, or should I do it so that I can give an accurate cue?
It's the same.
Same, confused. Okay, let me
On
see.
this side, I know it's harder for me. I kind of figured it out.
If I catch this cue, can someone remember it and repeat it for me after I'm in it? Because I won't remember, even after 20-something years of yoga. Okay, not warm. Call this a warm up. Okay, so we're gonna be going feet, heels to the right this time or left?
Right.
Right. Heels to the right. Okay, so right hand's gonna turn in towards the midline. Does that count?
Yeah.
Clockwise. And then counterclockwise. Ooh. That way. Oh, that's a lot of brain power. I just want to see if it's turned towards the midline this way too. That's a helpful cue. We'll figure this out together. Yeah, towards the midline and away from the midline. Does that help?
Yeah.
You do reps back and forth. That's all it takes. Lifts of consciousness. Samadhi. Downward dog. Okay, so we'll see if that helps Kelly and everyone else. Breathe. Prioritize the breath. The currents of the breath flow in the direction of the gesture of receptivity. Allow the breath to breathe you deeply and fully. With the inhale, pour into the exhale. The exhale pours into the inhale. I'm going to roll onto the back when you're ready. Knees bent. Feet on the floor. Locate your blocks. And with the knees bent and the feet on the floor, insert one block on its lowest height, right underneath your hips, your low back. The lowest part of your back is called your sacrum. And it's an area of fused bones at the lowest part of your spine, like lower than the vertebra. It's almost like the size and shape of the palm of your hand. That's where you want the block. We're going to stand through the feet and lift the hips up as high as we can. You can even lift the heels up, come onto your toes, and see if you can insert that next block on top. So the two blocks are very evenly stacked. It shouldn't feel wobbly at all. If that doesn't feel like safe, then you're going to remove the top block and just take the bottom block on its higher height. Yeah, this looks a little dicey. Let's see. You still want this side? That's gonna be a little steadier. Is that okay? Okay. So now with the blocks stacked, and Paula, maybe just slide the bottom block towards you a little bit because you're like right on the edge there. You can take it that high, yeah, and then slide it towards you a little bit. Good, and now take the top one higher. So some people are taking the top block up a notch. I just want to make sure that it's like really steady because we're about to take feet off the ground. Okay, so if it's not, it shouldn't feel like Jenga here, okay? Because it's not sustainable. It should feel like really sustainable. You can draw your knees over your hips. Pause there. And if hamstrings allow, heels to the sky. Flex the feet like we're going to hold up the roof of the soles of our feet. If that feels like too much strain on your hip flexors or hamstrings, just bend the legs and hold the roof up with your shins instead of the soles of your feet. Hold this about 3 to 5 of the deepest, fullest breaths. You might start to slide the shoulder blades more underneath you. You can hold the edges of your mat. We're going to go with your hands if that's acceptable. Or the palms can rest on your belly to feel the rise and fall of your breath, center of your being. Spread the toes. And then bend the legs, heel to butt cheeks in super slow motion and simultaneously slowly lower the soles of the feet to the ground. Stand through the feet to lift the hips up. Remove the blocks. Lift your lap, soften into the lap of the earth. You can windshield wiper your legs from side to side if and as you like. And come back to center. Okay, roll to your right side. Press through your arms. Come up to sit. And the next one's going to be a heart bench. So we're going to start with this block's going to support the head facing the front of the mat. And then the next block can start on its medium or lowest height The higher that heart block, the more intense, the lower, the less intense. And then the second block, the head block, is on its highest height. The higher the head block, the less intense. The lower the head block, the more. Breathe. The eyes can be soft, softly open or softly closed. Brow soft, jaw soft, throat soft. Notice the position of the tongue inside the mouth. It could either spread out and you can feel the edges of your tongue, the tip of your tongue against the back of your upper teeth. Or you can gently curl the tip of your tongue back to gently press against the roof of your mouth. Further back. Let the breath flow slowly with minimal effort. The inhale pours into the exhale, and the exhale pours into the inhale like a Mobius strip. And in this posture, it's really quite easy for the breath to get sort of stuck in the chest. Practice feeling deeper breaths in your belly, even deeper breaths in your pelvis. Breathing into and filling the pelvis and belly, and exhaling from the pelvis and belly. Maybe about 3 or so more breaths here, inhaling towards 8 and exhaling for 8. Without any strain whatsoever, just experimenting, playing with balancing the energy in on the inhale with the energy out on the exhale. And totally optional if at any point you want to lower the head block. You can take the block underneath your head 1 notch lower. You can always undo that if it doesn't suit you. And once you allow impressions in your interior landscape left by your practice today. Your hips, your legs, more grounded, maybe more familiar and connected to the extraordinary strength in your legs and in your ground of being. Perhaps the heart and mind feeling more spacious, more open. With all my heart, I hope for our collective capacity to take the outer world to heart and to more fully and generously offer our hearts out to the world. Feel the unconditional supportive gravity where we are held together. And with each consecutive exhale, allow yourself to get a little heavier, to release any last remaining bits of tension in the body. The muscles release the bones, and the bones soften and settle into the back of the body, into the earth. The outer body softens, becomes more sensitive and receptive to the energy that surrounds us. Look for the breath, and as best you can, allow the settled presence of the breath to entirely hold your vision. Allow the breath to absorb your awareness. you, begin to imagine the ways in which you share your intrinsic gifts generously with those in the world around you. Take a moment to calibrate yourself around whatever it is you have to offer. What is it that you have to give from your heart of hearts? From Sutra 3.28 of the Shiva Sutras, the only purpose for remaining in this body is to impart this virtuosity to others. Your love, your wisdom, your knowledge, your virtues. Imagine that. As you feel ready, begin to let the spirit that you are awaken the body that you have in the ways that naturally feel good. Wiggling toes and fingers, stretching through your arms and your legs. As the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, allow the body that you have to embrace, to adorn, affirm, and protect the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself. For this is and you are the gift of life. Hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself the sweetest, most loving embrace. As you're ready, gently roll to one side, press through strong arms to find your way into a comfortable seat. The eyes closed and the hands folded before the heart. Anjali Mudra. And a final gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher, Om Namah Shivaya, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath. And a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves, the source of supreme love, divine wisdom, and virtuosity before us, not only as a guide, but also as a courageous and generous offering in all we do. In so doing, bringing more virtuosity to those in the world around us. This vision keeps me going. So with all my heart, I thank you for this practice, for your presence, and for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. So yeah, check out Punta Stay Salute. It's a great organization. If there's anyone or thing else that you know is in need of collective, mutual, community aid, like thinking hyper-local Year of the Wooden Snake, let us know. We'll do what we can. We're a small community, but we're a mighty community, and everything helps. And also, on another note, if you're looking for something epic to look forward to get through these times, we're going to Greece this summer for a yoga retreat. We just decided to do something epic this year. There's 3 spots remaining. We're going July 20th to 26th. If you have questions, let me know.